Hey everybody, welcome back to Tim Travels. Just wanted to throw out a little rant about a couple of things. This is Terry, your host. Um, just been thinking about different things in the trucking industry. So the first thing I wanted to rant about are the videos of people crashing their trucks and having other bad things happen to them. And in particular, there was a video that I saw on YouTube, of course, not too long ago, where it was Amazon trailers. Well, everybody knows that pretty much every trailer that you see going down the road, that's an Amazon trailer, Amazon Prime, whatever, is being towed by somebody that's an independent contractor. That's just Amazon's business model. But the comments were, it wasn't that, there's a few Amazon trailers that got in wrecks or whatever. And I say a few because if I had to guess, I would say Amazon probably has like 10,000 trailers. I mean, I see them everywhere. And when I don't see them on the roads, I see them parked in lots where there's a gazillion of them, or I see them on trains being hauled, across the country or whatever. So that's the first thing. It's just large numbers. And, so Amazon trailers being towed by somebody are going to be involved in more wrecks statistically. Now, does that mean they hire only awesome drivers? No. They probably hire a lot of sketchy fly-by-night companies, but it doesn't mean that Amazon's at fault. It's just their business model. It's just how they do business. It's based on what they pay. But here's the thing. Somebody commented, I've seen more than a few comments of this ilk, where, I bet that the people driving the trucks, don't speak English, or they have criminal records. Those are the two big things. So let me just share a couple of things with you. First of all, if you've been around as long as I have, or even if you haven't, you probably know somebody that's been in jail or prison. They may not talk about it a lot, but you probably know somebody. Whether or not somebody was in jail or in prison has zero to do with their ability to drive a truck. And anybody who thinks otherwise doesn't know what it takes to drive a truck. The other thing is, you don't need to know how to speak English to drive a truck. Because there's lots of places where people drive trucks every single day and they don't get in wrecks and they speak zero English, okay? Like the rest of the world. But it does help if somebody speaks English to drive a truck in the United States. But here's the other secret that a lot of you probably don't get. Just because somebody doesn't speak English in front of you doesn't mean they don't speak English. I said that really loud because that's, I guess, how people talk when they think somebody doesn't understand English. They think if they increase the volume, they'll somehow understand. Okay, that's a little secret. So you know how when you're at tourist attractions and there are people, say, from Asia that are speaking to each other in Mandarin or Vietnamese or Japanese or whatever, and you're like, why don't they speak English? The answer is they do speak English. They just understood what you said as the stupid American. They just want to talk to each other in the language they're more comfortable with. Doesn't mean they don't speak English. Same thing at truck stops. Just because somebody's speaking Spanish to somebody doesn't mean they don't speak English. Or Tagalog or, Russian or whatever language they're speaking to each other doesn't mean they don't speak English. Just means you don't understand what they're saying. Maybe that makes you uncomfortable. But it has zero to do with how they drive a truck. Again, I think you ought to know how to read the road signs and know what they mean. But then again, a lot of people that were born here and have never been anywhere else and only speak English don't seem to know. So I guess we can't expect too much, can we? So that's that rant. In other words, stop positing that somebody is, an ex-con, and that's why they drive poorly. People drive poorly because they drive poorly. They haven't been trained, and that's that. The second thing I wanted to talk about, and I don't even know why I started thinking about it, but as you know, I have a dog on my truck. I don't have my dog with me right now. And I saw a dog in another truck today, and it was barking at me. It was kind of saying hi. And it occurred to me that a lot of truck drivers experience, loneliness, depression. They just, being out on the road is sometimes difficult. And I could tell you from personal experience, it's a lot easier when you have a companion, even if the companion has 4 legs. And a lot of trucking companies though charge exorbitant amounts of money for a dog to be on a truck or a cat to be on a truck, or I don't know if anybody has like a pot-bellied pig or anything like that, but they charge a lot of money. Now, my company doesn't, and I think that's really cool. 2 previous companies I drove for did. They both charged $500. And by the way, when I left those companies, I didn't get any of that money back, even though my dog never did anything wrong to the truck. And I just think it's a good idea to let people have pets on their trucks and not charge them. And here's why I don't think you should charge them. A company will issue or provide a driver with a brand new truck. Just came out of the shop. It's got 14 miles on it. And they'll provide that to a person who takes a shower like once a week and who smokes and has all sorts of other habits that will degrade the value of the truck, stink it up. I mean, I rode with a guy one time just because I needed to catch a ride from one terminal to another. And I actually drove his truck because he was out of hours. And he both smoked and vaped. And his truck was a frickin' pigsty. Okay? His truck was a pigsty. There were ashes everywhere. Like every button had ash dust all over the top of it. Like the truck was just dirty. And, I'm sure they didn't charge him a deposit for doing that. But when I got a dog and put it in a truck that they gave me, that they issued to me, that had roaches in it from the previous driver, they charged me $500 to have my dog. And my dog's pretty clean. She doesn't go to the bathroom inside, she doesn't make messes. She has short fur. And I even put down stuff on my passenger seat where she sits a lot of the time just to make sure there's not, any shedding or anything. So I think more companies should really look at the benefits that drivers get from having pets on trucks. And if it keeps drivers happy, makes drivers want to stay out longer, just gives them, lowers their blood pressure, makes them happier, why not do it? It's worth it. And then if the truck comes in the shop and it turns out that the dog has like chewed up the bed or the seat or there's animal feces in there or whatever, then at that point say, hey man, you're gonna have to pay for this, and hold it out of their pay and make them pay. But requiring a deposit, and some places have deposits that are like $1,000. That's just absurd. You want people to stay out, you want people to stay on the road, but you don't want to give them a furry, 4-legged friend that'll make their lives easier on the road. And I just think that's short-sighted. It's not good business, and I think more companies should think about that. And I think if you're going to a company, you should think about that. It was a pleasant surprise when I came to GP Transco that they're like, yeah, we don't care what, they basically said you can't have any animal that burrows, like a snake or I don't know, maybe like a badger. And you can't have any animal that flies around, so no birds. But cat, dog, potbelly pig, whatever, llama, they didn't seem to care, and they didn't charge a deposit. And it was day one. So anyway, I just share that with you. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you next time. By the way, I haven't forgotten. We're going to do a big series on taxes, insurance, retirement considerations, and some other stuff, entity formation for people that are thinking about starting their own businesses, trucking or otherwise. I mean, the information is useful elsewhere if you're not a trucker. But and I got some people that are going to help me with that. I'm going to give you some references. I talked to a guy that I was in the Navy with, and he's on board with me giving out his information, so it's going to be really good. So stay tuned. I'm going to start probably tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, then on Monday. So Monday is the 1st, March 1st. But yeah, we're gonna throw out some good information. Anybody that's an owner operator ought to hear this. I'll give you one quick snippet. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. That's what matters. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to my rant. Comment down below. Please subscribe, like. I like to hear your comments, like to hear your feedback. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye.